Good morning and welcome to the National Newspaper Publishers Association's Let It Be Known. As the pending indictment of former President Donald Trump continues to face delays, threats against the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg have ramped up, even as the New York Post, who is owned by Fox News, eviscerated Trump in a weekend editorial. We will discuss that. Also, a handshake line. This thing is really, this one here has me really ticked off. A handshake line after a women's college basketball game went wrong. And of course, you wouldn't be surprised who's getting criminally charged. We're going to discuss that as well. And a Mississippi news anchor has been fired for quoting Snoop Dogg on air. We're going to tell you about what she did to get herself fired by quoting Snoop Dogg. We're going to discuss that. We left Mickey Mouse, and now I'm here with the Godfather cast.
Hey, Austin, I thought he was gonna say with the Mickey Mouse crew.
I know. I was bracing about that. It's gonna be one of those shows.
Nah.
Good morning, good brothers.
Good morning. Good morning.
Went from the happiest place on earth to the gangsters.
Oh, so what are you trying to say? Gangsters can't be happy too?
Are gangsters happy? Are they,
Yeah.
I mean, is there a time when they're
They
happy?
can be. They can be.
They
It
can
can
be.
be.
How's that? Tell me how. I mean, they loving people out.
If they kill a rival that they don't like, if they're making money, if whatever their goals and mission is are being accomplished, they'll be happy.
Oh, okay. Now, who did
Yeah.
Austin kill? Because he's going to Africa. He going in the witness protection for a while.
Absolutely. I'm
And
going on
yeah.
client business, and I will be back in a week, and I ain't kill anybody.
Oh,
I don't know, Barrington. I'm putting you on the task since you're the investigative reporter.
okay.
So, guys, the FBI and NYPD are investigating a letter containing a death threat and white powder that was mailed to Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, whose office, of course, is investigating Agent Orange, or whatever Barrington calls him.
Orange Jesus.
Orange
Jesus.
Jesus.
Well, that's the only the name I use when I'm in polite company, because there are lots of other,
Yeah.
appellations I would like to be calling that.
Well,
Well, the thing is, I mean, Donald Trump just brings out the the worst in everybody, because indeed he is. I'm a PK, and was taught that the Bible says everyone is redeemable, has redeeming qualities. But I tell you, when it comes to this one person, I have a really hard time identifying what his redeeming qualities might be.
well, the letter to Alvin Bragg was horrible. I'm going to kill you, it says, and then they're still investigating what was in the white powder. They said that they didn't evacuate the building. There was no injuries reported. But what's interesting? Like Rupert Murdoch, Fox News, of course, the huge. Without them, Trump probably would not have
Thank you.
been
Thank you.
in office. He probably would not have been as powerful once he got into office without them. But you talk about eviscerating them. I read that editorial, and it was really, really telling. They said this is Donald Trump. He hasn't changed in the slightest. There is no shame. After riling up rioters cheering for a coup and agreeing that his vice president needed to be hanged, he's back to making violent threats against fellow Americans. And that was just the tip of the iceberg of that editorial in the New York Post. That hit crazy. Dangerous Don were the headlines in the New York newspapers. Remember, the New York papers used to be famous for their headlines, particularly the Post.
Absolutely, especially the Post.
But the thing, sorry, the thing is that this is all kabuki theater, brothers. Because I guarantee you that if Trump gets a nomination, Fox News, fake news, is going to be right up front promoting him.
Fake news.
This is just a game. The thing is that the fire has already burned down the building. The cow has already left the barn. Whatever one of those analogies you want to use, it's too late. They didn't create him. They have disseminated the dirt and the vile things that this dude has done, and now they're going to be trying to mea culpa. It's too late.
And the bottom line is, good point, Barrington, as per usual. The New York Post, before he was president, could have, written equally damning editorials and front pages about, Donald Trump. He and his father being, I think, sued by the Justice Department, if I have my facts right, in the early 1970s
70s, yeah,
for
yeah.
apartment housing discrimination against blacks. This is who Donald Trump is. And the sad thing about it, and Barrington just referenced 2024. He's absolutely right, Barrington. You're absolutely right, because many of the same Republicans who are condemning him, and let's go for example with Mike Pence. Mike Pence, despite we all know what happened to Mike Pence, or could have happened to Mike Pence on January 6th, yet to this day, he and too many others will not come out and say, if Donald Trump is indeed the nominee, we will not support him.
Yeah, yeah.
They just cannot bring themselves to say that.
But you know what's the interesting thing, Austin? If Mike Pence was filmed walking on water, he still would not get the nomination.
Exactly. No, he's not. I don't even know why he's running.
The people who support that punk, fake former president, they'll never vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're right.
And
you're right.
I wonder about what it is with these people, because Ted Cruz had this man say all this stuff about his wife.
Yeah, that's when the gloves come off right there, right?
And he's been
wife and kids off limits
ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they have no backbone, they have no honor, they have no integrity, and that one is the leader of a white nationalist terrorist cult.
Mm-hmm.
And we are dealing with the consequences. I'm more concerned with that. Listen, how many people can go on social media with a baseball bat against
to the head
and not be arrested? Exactly. Exactly. What are they waiting on?
Threat.
What are they waiting on?
Threat.
I mean, it's ridiculous. What are they waiting on to take this man into custody? And
well, how about this? Wait, let me ask you this. Before I forget, Austin, because I think this is a question for you. I saw something incredible over the weekend. Andrew Cuomo said that New York and Atlanta and even DOJ should not be investigating or indicting Trump.
I did not see
incredible.
that. I mean, what was his?
He said it. He called it. He called it, in his words, politically motivated.
That means he's running for office soon. Stacey.
Exactly. And New York State is starting
Trump
to.
was the primary reason why he got those accusations leveled against him and lost the governorship.
Exactly.
But
someone has paid him off.
Yeah, but you know what it shows us, Stacey? As Dr. John Hendrick Clark said, black people have no friends. These people run around and they get these labels of being moderate or independent, but they're as goddamn racist as the conservatives. I prefer to have a conservative to deal with these conservatives on the far right, because they'll call you a nigger to your face.
Yeah, you know who they are.
These other ones run around acting as if they support your causes and that they're allies, but they're not.
And I've heard that I've seen at least one or two photos, and it could just be friendly. I don't want to start any rumor gossiping here. But there is talk of the Andrew Cuomo and Kellyanne Conway have been seen in public going to dinner on at least one or two occasions. So look, friends can go to dinner. Friend from from opposite sides of the aisle can go to have dinner. But I have to admit, I'm a bit surprised to hear Andrew Cuomo say this.
Why are you surprised?
I guess I shouldn't be. I mean, you always make that point, Barrington. I shouldn't be.
He makes it all the time.
People always being surprised about them being who they are. We shouldn't. We sorry. Hi, baby.
Hey, Mimi, don't be interrupting us like that.
Hey, Mimi.
Men are talking.
Hey, Mimi.
Men are talking, Mimi.
Don't let Mimi come out to you with a baseball bat now.
I know it's gonna be just a meme, right?
He might be trumping you. Be careful.
About
No,
good morning, baby. You slept together. It's enough. He's
hey,
on live.
Austin, somebody sounds a little salty this morning. Well,
All of a sudden, I'm hearing "Good morning, baby."
yeah.
So from a producer herself who knows better. What's going on in the Salmon household?
Lots of things going on, bruh. Wouldn't you love to know? Yeah. But anyway,
that'll have to be a separate show, Stacey.
That has to be a totally separate show that they won't air on Black Press USA.
That would have to be a separate month of show.
Look, I want to say good morning to Mark Campbell. I hope you're doing a whole lot better. Stay well and stay with us with all that you do. Listen, so switching subjects here, guys. Now that Mimi has effectively segued us out of the Mimi Machado is all that in the bag of chips. So we
get it right. Mimi Machado, Luces. Yes.
He said, get it right. Look at that, Luces. All right. So, of course, the black girl gonna have a police record. Bowling Green campus police are handling an incident in which a punch was thrown between players after a women's NIT game between Bowling Green and Memphis. The incident occurred after the Falcons beat the Tigers 73-60 in the round of 16. According to the AP, both teams walked off the court. You know, they do that handshake thing. And there were some words exchanged between Memphis's Jamira Schutz and Bowling Green's Alyssa Brett. After a short conversation, Schutz appeared to throw a punch at Brett's face, sending her towards the scorer's table and onto the sidelines. A little bit before that, while the game was going on, Barrett, who is white, and Schutz, who's black, Barrett threw an elbow to Schutz's head. And so the statement after the game was really interesting. After the police investigation, Bowling Green confirmed that a Memphis player had been charged. They are saying, the NCAA says, because the elbow happened during the game, it's in their jurisdiction. But because the punch happened after the game, they had to report it to the police.
That's garbage.
I say thank you.
That's garbage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's garbage. But you know what's interesting? I think every day, more and more, we begin to see just how I have to choose my words wisely. How illegitimate so many of these institutions are. The rules they make, the laws they make. We're living we've always lived in a place and time where some white person can do whatever, and like Trump can do whatever he wants, and they're wringing their hands about whether they should charge that piece of trash. But in a case like this, it's a part of the game, and the NCAA is reneging on its responsibility if it's gonna say, because the handshake at the end of the game is still a part of the goddamn game.
It's still a part of the game. Thank you. That's my argument.
Part of the game.
You're on the court.
You're on the court, and the thing is that I'm not trying to say that the young lady was correct by throwing a punch. And one of the things that we as Black people have to always continue doing is to
we are held to a higher standard.
No, not even being held to a higher standard. I'm just saying that we have to govern our behavior. Yep. We cannot keep on believing that we can do the things that other people do and not get punished or held being dealt with in a way that is contrary to the way it's done for the rest of people. We got to do that, and particularly our young people. The prison to the school to prison pipeline, and the efforts that they continue to make to put us in the criminal so-called justice system continues every day. So we shouldn't be helping them.
Well, the elbow to the face was certainly poor. Sportsman-like behavior, poor woman's like.
She should have been ejected, behavior. Right? And
exactly. I mean, was she even given a technical foul? Foul, A, and B. I'd like to know, because this black young lady did not respond when she took the elbow to the face or to the head, wherever it was. Yet I think this white woman probably
He
said
said something.
something
He
to her,
said
maybe
something
even
because
He
there
called her
said
the
was
something to
N-word,
her.
maybe even called her the N-word
to
to
the
make her react like that. I mean, why wouldn't she react immediately during the
right,
game?
and
As
and
opposed
there
to after
was
the
words.
game is over, they've won. So what's the
There was
yeah,
words
Austin.
exchanged on that handshake line. You could see
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
You could see them saying something to each other,
yeah,
and then the punch came.
yeah. But
So,
yeah,
but
so
yeah.
but
you could be right.
Austin, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have to have been the N word, because I have played enough football, as in soccer, to know that in the heat of the moment, when adrenaline's high, you do stupid things.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yes, I don't. They're not playing patty cakes. They're playing for high stakes. So you're gonna do what you can do and hope you get away with it. So I don't have a problem with the elbow. It's a
Mhm.
part of the game. It's not necessarily good sportsmanship. It's a part of the game. But I knowing me, if she had done that and I go to her and I'm like, yo, what the hell? And she tell me, your mama, then I'm gonna throw a punch. So she wouldn't have had to have called her the N-word. But I just think that, she probably was feeling herself because she won and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
said
Well,
something
Barrington.
inappropriate, and she got tagged.
Yeah. Well, the Barrington's elbow is not part of the game, by the way. Elbow to the head is not part of
Yeah,
the
I
game.
mean, it's just yeah,
That's called for not only a
a
technical, but
technical
it's
foul,
called
but
for
possible
ejection.
ejection.
But
Yeah,
wait,
Exactly.
wait. So haven't you guys been watching these games?
Absolutely. No, no, absolutely. And these play no. I mean, you're right. Unfortunately, it is a part of the
Yeah.
game. You know, the
as
Yes.
not,
roughness with
okay,
both
right,
men
not a
and
legal
women.
part, right?
What it should be
You're not supposed to do
called.
that.
But here's the thing. I don't have a problem with our young people coming up hard, because they don't need to be snowflakes. They need to be able to acquit themselves in any court, on the basketball court, in the court of life. We got to be tough.
You remember?
Well,
You remember when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah.
It was his rookie season, I believe it was, or at least maybe it wasn't his rookie season. No, it couldn't have been because I think it was the '70s. So, but Kent Benson was the other player
He
who
elbowed him in the stomach, right?
and Kareem got him, caught his win after being elbowed in the stomach, caught his win, set up a right cross to the head,
Yep.
dropped him.
Yeah. Did he ever play
ugh,
again?
I forgot about that. Wow.
Did Benson ever play again?
I don't know if Benson ever played again. Don't know. Don't
Yeah. I
know.
mean, it's certainly not a part of the game.
Well, this is why, this is why, my dear brother, that at the ripe old age of 60, the only sport I play right now is tennis. You on that side of the fence. I'm on this
All
side of
right,
the. I'm
Arthur
sorry, that
Ashe.
side of the net. I'm on this side of the net, and ain't no need for you to elbow me or anything.
There you
There
go.
it is, right there. Kareem. Kareem took.
Oh
He put it.
wow.
Look, there it is.
Oh
And
yeah.
then it's gonna be lights out in a second. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night.
Boom.
Night night. Jesus.
And as David Youngblood mentioned, Rudy Tom Donovich, I remember that too.
Yeah.
Somebody's career ended in that one, but
He almost. He. I was thinking about Rudy when you were talking, and
yeah,
his face got crushed by the punch,
yeah.
and they. Did he ever play again? Because they.
He's the one who never played again. I
Yeah.
believe David
Yeah.
could correct us if we're wrong on that one, but I believe it was Rudy who didn't play
Yeah.
again. It wasn't Kareem who hit him.
No.
It was another center who hit him.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, his name's on the tip of my tongue. David, you got to help me out here. But I remember that well too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And sorry. Okay, let me go off topic because Dr. Nicole says, speaking of higher standards, how about what's happening with Jonathan Majors? Have y'all followed that at all?
Yeah.
Is he being held to a higher standard?
Well, here's the thing. Again, to me, it comes back to how you deport yourself. Apparently, he and his girlfriend had an argument,
Comport.
and comport. Thank you. How you comport?
Don't
Thank
be
you so
getting
much.
deported over here.
Yeah. How you
Get me deporting Jonathan
I'm
Majors.
the only one in the group that could be deported. So, but apparently they had some argument. I think they said he hit her in the face or held her neck or something like that. And she called the police, and they said that they had grounds to arrest him, and they arrested him on the spot.
Oh, goodness grief.
But we, like I say, when are we going to understand that we are held to a higher standard
and act accordingly. It just
and
boils down
and
to that.
act accordingly.
Assault is assault of anybody is wrong. But
Yeah,
with us, especially whether you're in the spotlight or not, it's wrong. And to your point, he's going to be held to a higher standard
Is it a
Look,
higher
than other
standard or a different
celebrities.
standard?
a different standard. It is higher in a lot of
Can it be
cases.
high? It can be higher and different,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right.
But the thing that I think makes a difference here is that as a celebrity, when he goes to court, he will have options that Barrington and Austin and Stacey would not have,
Right.
because
Right.
most of the time they'll do a plea deal or something, and it will go away.
So David says that the young lady has recanted her allegation against Jonathan Majors.
Too
If
late.
a policeman is called, and he's right, certainly right about this. If a policeman is called in a domestic dispute, someone
It's too late.
has to go to jail. The case will rely on the photos.
Yeah.
And
Well,
speaking
there
of
will always be
photos,
that question mark, whether she recanted the story or not. That question mark will remain
yeah,
with him.
exactly.
It'll remain at his side, for future movies, future
Yep.
television deals. That will always be a question mark for some people. The
Jonathan Majors,
recantment is too late.
Jonathan Majors, who was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend, will be the first.
Exactly. That'll be the first thing.
That'll be
Now
the
we have
first
to make a
thing.
decision. Do
Every
we want to
story.
be a part of this drama?
And that's why Snoop Dogg, among others, we're gonna talk about Snoop in a little while, but that's why he got so upset when Gayle King, it was Gayle King, right? Who mentioned, it was Gayle King who mentioned when Kobe died, first thing he was alleged to have raped the girl, whatever, way back when. It's the first thing they're gonna mention with Jonathan Majors, right?
That's right. That's right.
The first thing. And did y'all see? And Gria's asking this as well. She prompted it. I thought about this yesterday. Her and I was talking about this yesterday. But did y'all see the little girl being yelled at by this man at a high school? It was over CRT. Little black girl. He was in her face.
No,
and
I didn't see this.
Yeah, this is off the chain. We're seeing too much of this too, right? Little black girl, he's going in on her about
somebody. Good. I'm glad that someone came to defend him. He should have punched him in his face. See, we can't escape it. We can't escape it because that little punk.
Yeah, yelling at yelling at a child.
I don't know
if the
man who intervened was her father. I don't think.
Was that her father?
No, I said I don't know. The only reason I don't think it was her father because I put myself in his shoes. If that was, he would have went down. He would have went down like Ken Benson.
He would have.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't advocate violence in any way, shape, or form, but if that was my little girl, I just can't see anything holding me back.
Who will go off on a little child like that? A child you don't know.
She has on a Black liberation flag on her shoulders. That's what
he's going on
in her face.
Right. This is
not in her face, but standing towering over her, scolding her.
He was in her face.
This is a child.
I'm telling you, we're gonna be seeing a whole lot of stuff because a lot of these people think that they can do and say what they did in the 1930s and 40s and get away with it.
Power 96, I would beat the mayonnaise out of them. So, I'm like Bernie Mac to the white meat show.
Yep, I'm serious.
Because this is crazy.
They're a bunch of punks and cowards, man.
But this again is the environment. To your point, Barrington, Donald Trump did not create racism. It existed, centuries before him. For our entire, for the history of mankind, there's been racism against people of color, Black people in particular. This is the environment that Donald Trump is making people feel more comfortable with showing their behind like this in public.
Yeah, I beg to differ, Austin. Racism is not something that was around for the entirety of humankind. It is a social construct that the Europeans developed when slavery at the height of when slavery was really becoming entrenched to justify enslaving African people.
Yep. Thanks for qualifying. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely right. It's fine. We learn and teach from each other. But but Stacey, stop. the thing.
What? I'm trying to learn from you, Barrington.
No, but it's true. And the thing is that, man,
Go ahead, say it.
a lot of people. I
Get
used to
the
always
Greer,
keep
get
on
the
seeing
bleep button ready. Go ahead, say it.
no. I used to always see these memes where they would ask you, what would you do if you were present in Nazi Germany,
Right.
or in the middle of slavery? And now we have the opportunity, unfortunately, to either be a punk when confronted with the things these people are doing, or standing up for yourself and your family.
On her shoulder.
A shizzle, my nizzle.
I'm telling you, Julie, what you think about that?
We're hearing our next we're already hearing our next topic. But before we get to that, David Youngblood says you're witnessing the last gasp of a superiority complex while the fight continues. They are not without real power. And Charles Jones says, and I hope I said your name right. It's how can a president make threats and support violence and nothing is being done about?
Yes.
Yeah, this
And
is
I don't know, and I don't know,
conundrum.
I don't know if it's the last gaps either, or if Trump and these races are feeding oxygen into what should be, the last gaps of racism.
It's the last gasp, because if you look historically, gentlemen, this is late stage capitalism, and it has all the hallmarks of the decline of what used to be civilization in this country.
Absolutely.
So, and as we understand, when they realize that they're about to die, that's when they're most angry, fierce,
fighting the most,
fighting the most, because at the end of the day, this is all about the browning of America. White people aren't producing; they're not even producing enough children to sustain the quote unquote white group in this country.
That's the ban on abortion, right?
Yeah. So that's why we're seeing the stuff with them trying to force women to have children.
Well,
that's why we're seeing all of this backlash on so many different fronts.
Well, all I know is you're absolutely right, Brother Barrington. All I know is if one of the three of us, or Greer, or David, or anybody, Power 93 had
96,
posted a photo of us holding a baseball bat next to a picture of the district attorney, we would have been arrested.
Yeah, we would have been doing the perp walk.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. And I guess we'll talk about it as when these indictments ever come down. They've been
they're coming. They're coming.
And whether or not there will be. Now, Trump wants a perp walk. He says, according to many people who close to him, say he wants a perp walk. He wants all of that because, of course, he wants to show that he's some sort of martyr. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But check this out. So this Mississippi Morning News anchor and chief meteorologist Barbie Bassett, she's a white woman. She got fired after quoting Snoop Dogg on air. And here's the
shizzle, my nizzle.
I'm telling you, Julie, what you think about that? She said.
Well, get this.
Come up with.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Before we know it, she'd have a Snoop Dogg tattoo on her shoulder.
A shizzle, my nizzle.
I'm telling you, Julie, what you think about that?
Well, what do y'all think about that?
I think it's a big deal over nothing.
Does she know what it even means?
Of course,
exactly.
But she didn't say the word.
Right.
And it's a phrase that is ubiquitous in society. So what's a big deal?
It's white people. White people just being too like a white person saying the N-word. I mean, I don't know that.
But she didn't say the N-word, Austin.
But no, she didn't say the N-word. But we all know what nizzle means.
Yeah. So do you agree that she should have gotten fired?
No, I don't think she should have gotten fired, reprimanded. But I mean, this is an example.
She was quick on her feet, right, with that too. When they mentioned the Snoop Dogg,
yeah. I mean, I think she was trying. She was trying to be funny. White folk feeling comfortable in not only in their skin, but trying to be comfortable in our skin as well.
She's also had prior incidents. She tweeted something out, I believe. That same phrase in 2011. So she knows what it means.
Yeah.
And then in 2022, she apologized for. She had to apologize for referencing a black reporter's grandmammy as grandmammy on air. Grandmammy.
She sounds like she needs some schooling, some training.
Well, listen. Maybe taking her job away was the wake-up call she needs.
That's to me.
She'll get a job. She'll get another job, right?
She probably will, but all that's unnecessary. The things that what really just grinds my gears is that the things that we need to be worried about, we don't do anything about, and this little foolishness, little things that don't mean that much is what they focus on.
Yeah.
For me, I'm more concerned about the fact that what used to be Republican Party, the far right extremists, and all these people are using policy and programs to marginalize, to erase, and to push away anybody that doesn't look like them, doesn't share their political view, or doesn't agree with them. That's much more dangerous than Bobby Bassett saying "for shizzle my nizzle."
Say it again.
For shizzle my... you see, I don't even. I'm not that good. For shizzle my nizzle, you know.
How did Snoop Dogg become so doggone? He's probably who's more popular than Snoop Dogg?
I don't know if it's anybody, but it's what's interesting to me is that I've watched where he came from and how he was in the beginning, and
he was with the prison for murder.
What they basically do is co-opt anything that they consider to be dangerous, and seduce folks with money and other inducements, and that's what's happened to him. I mean, I have no problem with him being quote unquote successful. If you think of having money and exposure as being successful, but it's really interesting to see the arc of his life and how he's been embraced by quote unquote mainstream America. It's really interesting.
I think it's extremely interesting. You know, you're right. The whole Martha Stewart thing.
Yeah.
That it still trips me out. What is with Martha? Because it's not just Snoop with Martha. Martha's got a lot of street cred. How's that after going to prison?
But you do understand that is very intentional a lot of times when someone like a Martha would be rolling with Snoop, because it does give her cred that they often think they need for whatever it is they're doing. So that gave her a lot of cred. I just thought it was a very strange partnership.
It's a strange relationship,
but productive for both of them, because it increased Martha's shelf life.
Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah,
there is something inherently wrong about that picture.
Right?
What I mean,
she looking so satisfied.
Yes, exactly. I didn't want to go there, but okay, it's something a little cozy about those pictures.
Yeah, a little too cozy.
And then you got that. What is really the deal? What's happening?
I don't know if we can get on that on air.
You mean up here?
But it's not. But you know, Snoop is the main one with her. But Rick Ross. There's been others who you know, hanging with Martha.
No, but Stacy, understand that Snoop is like the front door. Once he gave her his green light, then other folks felt it was okay to roll with her as well, like the Rick Rosses and those folks. I mean, that's how it goes.
Martha got jungle fever, Power 96 says.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, that part I understand, but I just don't understand the whole. Look at this. They're like a family.
Both making money off of this.
You
took the words right out of my mouth. I said, and both of them making a rack of money.
A lot of money.
So,
wow. I'm just.
I've never seen.
Maybe I gotta write a book about it. I gotta talk.
I've never seen Martha so happy. Look so happy.
Yeah. You think about it, and so you think about what you just said, Barrington. Never seen her so happy. Before she went to prison, before the Snoop Dogg stuff, she was just Martha Stewart doing her
Martha
thing.
Stewart, kitchen
Right,
stuff,
and she
cooking.
didn't.
Yeah, that was it. And
These
she had a
faces you see
dynasty.
now, you don't see.
Yeah.
So something changed. And was it prison?
Could have been prison, because right now she looked like she's singing to herself, "We are family."
Yeah.
Look, she got a Snoop Dogg tattoo. Is that real?
Tattoo.
Is that real?
My dog. I don't know. It could be.
Oh my God. Oh my God. If that's real, that's amazing.
If that's real.
Stacy, how many women have your tattoos on them?
Oh, I hear it's that's real. No, I don't do the tattoos.
No, you didn't hear the question. How many women?
Why are you trying to listen? Some things are just not for air. Okay.
Stacy, Austin, he think he's slick. You know when you interview someone and ask them a direct question and they tell, "Oh yeah, the weather was really wonderful today."
Exactly. Beautiful day. It was hot in Orlando.
Stacy, like, don't break up a happy home.
Listen,
but speaking of prison, if I may, Stacy, did you all see crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene going to visit those January 6 nuts on Friday?
Yeah,
and I'm so glad the sister congresswoman, I forgot where she's from, Texas, I believe. I'm so glad she was a part of that journey to tell the real side of the story. She went.
Yeah, the group that went. I think it was like 2 Democrats that joined that group, right?
Correct.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene and her cohorts were trying to say that they're being mistreated or treated badly in the in jail there. And when the Democrats reported, they are actually getting preferential treatment.
Yeah.
Yep. They have iPads, iPhones,
really?
And she said that the congresswoman, I'm drawing a blank again on the sister from Texas, her name, but just saying how they were treated like celebrities.
Yeah.
By the majority during the visit.
Oh God.
Why, and it begs the question again, why is Congress visiting people who attacked America?
Because
that's the power.
They're traitors. They're traitors.
And why is nothing being done about it is more of the question, right?
This is about feeding their base, Stacy.
Yeah.
This is about letting their base know that they're taking care of them, but then they're not really taking care of them, because none of these people, the hundreds of people who've been charged and or serving time, expected that they would be in this position because Trump told them that they could do it and he would take care of them.
Yeah. There was someone from, was it the Oath Keepers, who said they felt betrayed by Donald Trump because they got all this time and I think he said they never thought that they were going to prison.
Well, pity them. I don't pity them. I mean, I mean, all they had to do was do just a little bit of research. What Joe Scarborough called, go to the Google machine and examine the the history of your cult leader. And this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, Barrington, and Stacy doing this visit, organizing this visit on Friday, is a checkoff of one of her demands made of Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah.
But the thing that's interesting to me, I've lived in DC since '96, and I've written stories and read and seen stories about all of the issues and problems of the DC jail. None of these clowns ever went there before. They weren't concerned because it was Black people and Latinos who were there, and these people who are there now, trust me, these white nationalists. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. I'm telling you, we constantly are seeing. Listen, the Congress does not even have any control over Alvin Bragg's office, but Jim Jordan and Comey and the rest of them are talking about he needs to come in
they want him to share his investigation.
But he told as my father would say, he told him to go to a hot place. Right? And I'm glad, and if you guys get a chance, read the letter that his I think.
Oh yes, I
sent
wrote
to-
about it.
Sent to them. Oh, they got cut, and they don't even know they're bleeding.
Good, good.
And it was all in such beautiful language.
Yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah.
And Marjorie Taylor,
But they're too goddamn stupid to even know what she did.
and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz were the opening acts for that Klan rally, Trump rally in Waco,
Waco?
Texas. I
Really?
guess on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because man, Ronald Reagan in 1980 opened his presidential campaign in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Mm.
They called it a dog whistle,
Mhm.
Yep,
right? This Waco thing is a bullhorn.
that's right.
They're signaling to their to the cretins that support them that everything is about race and everything is about denigrating black people, their opponents. I guess Trump would call this owning the libs by going to Waco.
Mhm.
And so you can perfectly couple the visit to the DC jail and what Trump did in Waco as them making it very clear to who supports them that they're anti-government, anti-democratic, and anti anything to do with a system that
Oh
they don't
God, look
control.
Always
at
a
There's
coon
always
in the
one.
bunch.
There's
Always a
always one.
coon in the
Oh,
bunch.
There's always
good
one.
grief. Why?
He's more excited to be there than a woman or man. Man,
A man.
man. You know, more
Well, I
excited to
mean,
be
we
there
can
than the
debate
rest of
that
them.
too.
Make
But
America.
go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm saying, go ahead, Austin. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, he's more excited to be there than everybody else.
Yeah,
And Trump is gonna say, "There's my Negro,"
Exactly,
as he has
exactly.
done before.
as he's
But
done
seriously,
before.
I read where there were close to 15,000 people
Really?
at this rally.
Why are you surprised?
There's that
It's just
famous
oh,
Barrington question.
it's just a realization that this is where we are in American politics on March 27th, 2023.
But the problem that I have is that too many of us keep on wanting to hold on to the image of what we wish this country would be and not acknowledging this type of stuff. All of this, they're showing us every day. They're not even hiding anymore.
And see, isn't this the problem too with these so-called we reported looming indictments? The longer this goes on, the more energized that base becomes, right?
It doesn't matter. It don't matter.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I just can't see. I can't see him not trying to take advantage of the situation. That's why he said he wanted the perp walk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, yeah,
exactly,
no,
exactly.
Stacey,
But
they are taking advantage of the situation, and they're using every opportunity, every issue to magnify and amplify their perspective. But the thing that is most bothersome to me is that the folks most of the folks on the other side, except young people generally, they're wringing their hands and acting like they don't know what to do.
And by the way, he's not getting the perp walk anyway. Secret
No, he's
Service will not allow that.
not going to allow that. Yeah.
They will just here's what will happen once Trump is indicted in New York, in Georgia. Even if the DOJ indicts him, gets an indictment against him, what will happen is they will negotiate his surrender. It will be done perhaps under the cover of darkness, certainly through a back door somewhere. The courtrooms will not have anybody in them except Secret Service agents, the bailiffs, the judge, and both sides, the prosecution and the attorneys. He will be processed. We probably won't see any pictures of the process.
I want to see a mugshot.
I want to see the mugshot.
But
see a mugshot.
we will get a
see the
mugshot.
mugshot.
Yes. Yeah, we will, because
And I
that.
don't want to see a mugshot with him, with no damn tie on either. Take
Oh
off the
no, he'll
tie,
have
make
his
him
red.
look as
Oh,
common
believe
as
me, he'll have.
everybody else.
An orange jumpsuit, maybe.
No, you're not going to get any of that.
He
But we
won't be in
will
the
get a
jumpsuit.
mugshot. We will get a
Yeah.
mugshot, but you're not going to get any of that. But he wants the perk work, but Secret Service just cannot in any way, shape, or form allow that. That's just too much chaos, too much. It puts everybody at risk, not just himself, but it puts everybody at risk.
Yeah,
And
and
so
I don't believe in some who say that he should not be indicted on Stormy Daniels or anything because that will catapult him back into the White House. He needs to be held to the same standard that the two of us and Greer and everybody else listening to the show and any average American would be held to.
yeah,
I just want him to be held accountable for the first time in 78 or 74 years for
Yep.
something, because he's a con man, he's a liar, he's a thief. He has been credibly accused of sexual assault and rape, and nothing.
yeah, and it's what's interesting about that too, Barrington, is his accusations came up in the Me Too, in the heat of the Me Too movement, right? Everybody who got who had allegations leveled against them went down.
Yeah.
In the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
And this guy went unscathed.
That's one of the reasons why he ran for president, Stacey.
Right.
For that protection.
Yep. He went unscathed. He went totally unscathed.
I read that at least 24 to 28 women have accused him of either sexual assault or rape, molestation. Mm-hmm. What the hell?
Yeah.
And he's walking around still.
And look,
what I don't understand, and I'm not trying to say anybody should do anything to anyone, so I'm not trying to cause no problems, but I'm telling you, I don't understand how the women, the families of these women, let someone like him do that stuff and they ain't do nothing.
Well,
I don't understand that.
And just the same, this, like I said, at the height of the Me Too movement, this idea of, and I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying what they said: believe the woman, believe the women,
absolutely.
And the other thing that we kept hearing, especially when covering the different Me Too stuff with Harvey Weinstein, the Bill Cosby stuff, even Russell Simmons's situation. Well, it's multiple women, so it must be true. Yeah. Where's that with the Donald Trump situation?
Yeah, different standards.
And you're saying believe the woman, Stacey, on point. And Stormy Daniels is on record as saying that their one encounter was the worst 90 seconds of her life.
Yeah, right. I had to put that on my Facebook page because that joke was so funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But and again, believe the woman. The district attorney who Alvin Bragg replaced, Cyrus Vance, said something that I thought was so Junior said something that was so dangerous, so scary, particularly for African American men. He said an allegation was enough to send someone to prison. An allegation. So he's basically forget the due process.
Yeah. But that's the way it's been. That's the way it's always been for us. For us.
But to say again, what is that saying? The quiet part out loud, right?
Yeah.
But again, it ties back into to what we are talking about with Donald Trump.
Can he take this man's picture down, please?
Wait a minute.
You're talking about the orange Jesus?
You are not the director of this program, Barrington.
Not, but listen to me. Every time I see him on TV, I want to throw something at the TV, or I have.
So you don't want to throw something at your own screen, is what you're saying? You want to throw it at somebody else's screen?
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Greer.
I mean, my goodness, we got Mimi jumping in. Now we got him telling Greer what to do. What is going on here, Austin?
I love the show. I love you guys.
It's unbelievable. You know what? You can take the something out of the something and can't take the something out of something. Goodness grief. Can't take
and whenever my brother Barrington clears his throat, and tilts his head back and like, I like lean forward like, uh-oh.
Oh, gosh.
Something wrong
But
with
guys, we would be remiss if we don't mention the tornado in Mississippi and the death and destruction it's caused there. And they got so many problems down there, so many. And now this is absolutely devastating.
Horrific. Prayers for the people of Mississippi and for
and
our
Alabama.
dear friend in Alabama, and for our dear friend Chairman Benny Thompson, who was in the midst of coordinating, no doubt, federal relief efforts. And I was talking to my sister Kim, who sometimes tunes in the other day, and I was looking at this devastation in Mississippi and Alabama, and I was thinking, these folks still have the nerve to want to have racism at the top of their political
Mhm.
agendas at the
Yeah,
state and local levels of government,
Right.
and you have these type of, and it's not just black folk being impacted by this tornado. Poor white folk, medium income white folk were impacted by this. Maybe even some rich white folk were impacted by this as well. This is what needs to be the priority. Getting clean water
yeah,
for the state of Mississippi. Working together to make
Yep.
certain that all of these innocent people who are the victims of these tornadoes are able to, rebuild their lives. That should be the priority, not trying to keep black folk down, which is what they're doing at at the political levels, at the state and local.
well, it would behoove us to watch going forward how quickly local and state entities help
Mhm.
rebuild, help repair these devastated areas.
Yeah, this was absolute. This is an absolute nightmare.
And I think they said like more than 20 people died, right?
Yeah, that's the latest count. It's over 20 now, and this is look at somebody's former home.
Yeah,
This is just
I just,
horrible to
I
see.
just can't imagine.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So
one. I saw one interview. This young man said that it only lasted like 10 seconds, and his house is just like a lean-to, and I was like, wow.
Well, one woman I was seeing crying being interviewed, her home suffered significant damage. I mean, roof gone, everything. And she said, like your point, Stacy, just lasted 10, 15 seconds. But she ran outside when it passed, and her sister, who lives next door, and family, home was gone. And it appears that at least the sister and the husband are, didn't make it.
oh
That's the last I
wow.
heard, because she said she ran outside screaming their names and
Yeah.
got no response.
What's the protocol? What do you do when in a tornado? What's the
You're supposed to,
safety measures?
if you have a storm cellar, you go in the storm cellar. If you're on the road, I know they say you go find an overpass and hide under the overpass, because there's not much you can do if you're caught in the middle of it.
Mhm. So on the overpass, can you explain that a little bit more? How does that protect you?
The overpass is concrete and steel,
Hmm.
and it's unlikely that the tornado is going to pull that up and take it.
Right.
If you go in a house, a barn, some other wooden structure, as you can see, look at all the wood around.
Right.
So
Right.
if you go underground or you go on an overpass, that's a protocol I know. I don't know. I'm sure there's more, and
Yeah.
we can do some research on that. But yeah,
Yeah. I've heard basements obviously is
Basement,
one
yep.
major place.
bathrooms, one place,
Bathrooms, bathtub, I heard.
bathtub.
Yeah.
Mhm. I just can't imagine seeing a car flying through the air. I
Right.
cannot imagine seeing a roof just peel off and just go
Yeah.
into the air. I mean, it's unimaginable. Yet you see these images.
Yeah. Power 96 says they have a storm closet in his house. That's fantastic. I
Wow.
know in an earthquake, one of the things we are told is to a doorway.
Yeah.
It's
The
Oh
yeah.
CDC says go in a basement or an inside room without windows on the lowest floor, bathroom, closet, center, hallway. If possible, avoid sheltering in any room with windows. For added protection, get under something sturdy, like a heavy table or a workbench, and cover your body with a blanket, sleeping bag, or mattress.
Wow. Well, again, our thoughts, our hearts go out to those in Mississippi, particularly those directly affected by this and their families.
Absolutely.
Man, it's a horrible thing to
Tough.
see.
It's tough. And you know, I always think about the fact that way too often it's the people who are least able to lift themselves back up, the people who are most vulnerable, the people who are one paycheck from homelessness,
Yeah.
poverty, food, privation, who are the ones that constantly get battered by this. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, we'll continue to bring more information on that as we get it. We thank you all for tuning in. Tune in again. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube page. As we mentioned at the top, we were in Disney. They had the Disney Dreamers Academy, and we have a lot to tell you about that program. Haley Bailey was this year's celebrity ambassador. We got a chance to talk with her, and the artist Her was also there, and Questlove was there, and others were there, but more importantly, those students were there, and we got the chance to talk to some brilliant students. Basically, this is a program that is began with Steve Harvey and Essence Communications, joined with Disney to create this opportunity for children, high school children, high school students, I should say, Black students. And now it's a little bit more diverse. I think they have this year was 70% were Black. But there's more to that story, and we'll bring that to you only on Let It Be Known's YouTube page. You don't want to miss that at all. We got some great stuff that's going to be coming up very soon on Let It Be Known's YouTube page. So thanks again, Barrington. Safe travels, Austin.
Thank you, my
have
brothers.
fun. We're in Africa. Exactly. Are you going?
Going to Zambia.
Zambia. Have fun in Zambia and bring back some photos, video, or whatever you can bring us back.
Absolutely.
Don't be like Barrington. Come back empty-handed.
I didn't come back empty-handed for the people that I like.
Uh-oh. On that note,
that's a whole nother show. We need another hour for that.
Thanks for joining us.